Hello, over time doing psychic readings, themes develop and then they fade away. The standard topics we talk about are always there, but the popularity of those particular topics or themes seems to change. Hello, look, my name's Psychic Andrew Warnes, and the top of the list of these themes is usually relationships. Always has been, but it's balanced just at the moment fairly closely by what people do in their career, their job and their career. I've covered jobs and careers over the time. If you have a look at the interview things, and I think I've got 3 other blogs there, and you can search them out. When we think about getting a job or changing our career, um, I just want to revisit of what getting a job is about, so that we can change it and do it easily. Okay, now what I want to teach you is this is about a mindset change, a paradigm change, and it's for you to get the best job or the best thing that you do on a daily basis. Wouldn't it be great if you didn't even refer to what you do on a daily basis, where you go to work and do and get money? If you said, this is what I do each day, and it's kind of what I do. Okay, now one of the things about getting a job is or changing this, it starts right now. Okay, you can't put off on, I'm going to get another job because I don't like the job I'm in. I'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. Yeah. In other words, it starts right now, so that you're doing what needs to be done before you actually need it. So there are. What you do is you do what you need to do now, and then you do what you need to do when the job chance thing comes up. So think of a story. Oh boy, got to get my brain working here. Think of a story a bit like this. So you're sitting down having a cup of coffee with a friend, maybe a male friend, female friend, and you're talking about what you do, and you love your job. It's okay. It's a pretty good job, and your male, this friend is chatting on and going on about what they do, and you go, wow, sounds like a really great place you're working at. It sounds really good, and you have another cup of coffee and you're talking more, and you get the passion out of this person's the way this person is a bit, and you go, wow, that's really interesting, and then this guy or this person, this friend of yours says, so what are you doing exactly? Oh, well, I do blah, 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 blah. Have you ever thought of moving what you do from that into something else? Oh, not really. I have, but I couldn't do it. Well, you'd be just fantastic at it. So what happens there? It ticks along, and you talk a bit more, and this person brings one of their friends along. You have a bit of a chat to that person, and the two of them say, we really would fit in our organisation, just because you're the lateral thinker, a different thinker, you think outside the square, and you're personable, or you're a detailed person, whatever it is, that talent you've got, you really fit in. So what do? You get interviewed, the job's yours, just like that. Now, what happened there? Okay, so what happened is you got excited, and there's some passion there, and more than anything, the whole process was a breeze. Now, there is a key word in this, and the key word is easy. The whole dream job thing is easy. Unfortunately, what we do, we don't like what we're doing at the moment, and that all changes. Oh, I'm going to get a new job. What do I want to do? So there's a whole lot of headings I want to use. So what you do now, okay, as I said, there's different things going on. What you do now before this, and you might think I'm happy in what I'm doing, and I don't want a new job yet. Well, that's fine. And that's the best. This is still the best time, because that job that you're doing won't always be like that. At some stage, might be next month, or it might be 10 years' time or 15 years' time. That will change, and you will need to do something. You'll need to get around it. So, number one is you've got to learn to talk to people. Now, that would mean every couple of days, every week or so, a couple of days, maybe every few weeks or something, you're going out and you're talking to people about what they do, what you do, and that sort of stuff. It's called networking. It's not trying to get a new job. It's finding out about other people and what they do, and what their industry is about. Because your next job, or what you do, may well not be in the same industry as you're in now. The other thing you do is you need to push your boundaries. Just because you're over here working I don't know, think of anything. You cut someone's hair, or your beauty treatment. That doesn't mean to say you can't go over there and design websites. You might, oh no, I can't. Oh yes, you can. That's creative. That's creative. Now, what I'm saying is you need to push your boundaries, because the next job you're in may not be in the field you're in now. You've got to think outside the square all the time. The other thing is the next thing, I think it was number 3 or something, is when you're talking to people about this networking thing, ask intelligent questions about what they do, how they do it, where they do it, how their industry's changing, and all that sort of stuff. Be interested in others, not all about yourself. And so what that does, and by the way, if you want to find out what those intelligent questions are to ask, talk to people about that. So what if I'm going to talk to some people about what they do? What do I ask? What would be an intelligent question for you? Ask them that. We're not supposed to know everything. So, okay, and we're bubbling along now. 6 months, 12 months time. You've been doing this, and you've been kind of preparing yourself. What happens next? Well, a job comes up. You're talking to someone. We need someone just like you. We're going to interview for it. There's some selection criteria. You get the selection criteria, and away you go. So before you do, though, we get a few things going in our head. Number one is there is no competition. Okay? Any idea of competition? Oh, there's other people going for the job. What? Just get rid of that. Now, I'm a psychic reader. I'm pretty good at what I do. I like to think I do. I don't knock around with other psychics. I do. That's not really right. I know a lot of psychics. I kind of ask them how they do things. The psychics I really do knock around with are my students, the people who come and see me. And if you're interested in doing a psychic course, get onto my website and have a look, because it's using some dates for the next course I'm running. And so, but I don't regard anybody out there as competition, because what I do is niche. I'm this sort of person. That's what you are. Everybody is different. It's no such thing as competition. We're not like Coca-Cola and Pepsi. Now, that is competition, but we're not, The other thing is, be audacious. Take a risk. Just hop out of your comfort zone. I'm just going to do this, whatever it is. So, you've been asked to apply for a job, okay? Or you've been on Seek.com or one of those other online crowds who do this sort of thing. And what you do next is you go, oh, how does this look? Okay, so here it is. And yes, this feels really fantastic. What am I going to do here? Okay, so you get out the application, you go through it, you think about it maybe for a half a day, and then you start writing. Guess what? If it takes you a couple of days to write that application, unless it's something very, very specialised, the job's not yours. You're trying too hard. It should take about an hour, maybe 2 hours, maybe 3 hours if you're a slow writer, to write the application, and that's 5, 7 selection criteria or whatever it is. Okay. Number 2 is it is vitally important, especially in large companies and small businesses. You do not try to match the culture of the organization you're going into. Do not do that. If you do that, you're destined for failure. You've got to be the person you are, okay? If you try to match the culture, they won't take you because you're just another one. What they want to do is change their culture. They want someone in there to change their culture, okay? As you're being interviewed or someone's talking to you about it, be ready to pull out at any time. Okay, this is more likely if you're in the interview, and the same the culture thing. You know, if you find there's 3 or 4 people sitting on a panel across the room, and there's something there about their culture that you don't like, you walk away. You know, you've got to hold on to yourself here. Hold on to the person you need to be. Okay, this is really important. So you might be sitting there and something, you know, you smell her out. Something doesn't seem right. You know, they don't seem to know what they're talking about. Or one particular person who's supposed to be the supervisor or something, you go, I might be working with this person, but there's something this person gets me right in there in my tummy. What is that? I don't want to be working with someone like that. That just doesn't do it to me. You know, so be ready to pull out. There's always going to be another job. Okay. Walking away from a job is empowering. I spoke to someone just over a year ago, or 18 months ago now. She was offered a really fantastic job in the mining industry. She walked away from it. You know, we're talking thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. Great big package. She walked away from it. She said, no, because she didn't. She said, I cannot work with that bloke. She just walked away, and that's really empowering to her. The other thing is, or the next thing is, when you're doing all this stuff, act as if the job is yours. It is yours. Okay. Now, what we do is, and this is in the interview, we're asking those intelligent questions, those probing questions about what the problems are, what the challenges are. You know, when I come to work with you people, what is it you want to fix here? What do you want to get going here? There must be something. Is it all about profit? Is it about the people? Is it whatever? You might be saying, my expertise is in people. I'm pretty good at getting the profit thing right, but it's people. I'm fantastic with people, you know, and that might be all it is. If that's all it is, that's what you do, okay? Make sure that interview is a two-way conversation. You're probing them just as much as they're probing you. This is really important. What people do is sit up there and just answer questions, and that's crazy. That's actually crazy because it's as if they're interviewing you, not. They're not just interviewing you, you're interviewing them as well because they're about to take you on and you're frigging good at what you do. Now, after the interview, you walked out, you're feeling pretty good or not. Do not, under any circumstances, walk out and go, oh, I forgot to tell them about that. I forgot to tell them about, I've done this. I forgot to tell them, I wish I'd told them about that. You can't do that. It's done. It's finished. Okay? No, none of that sort of stuff. What you've got to do is walk out and go, this was mine. Yes, you know. So you've walked out. You feel pretty good. You feel like the job is really you. So what do? 3 or 4 days later, or a week later, or something like that, you ring them up and say how things are going. How are we going? You know, I was thinking of something I could add. I don't want to change any decisions or anything, but I was thinking you were talking about something, and I was thinking about something that you might be interested. When I worked for so and so, we came up with a problem like you described in the interview. Just thought I'd mention that, or something. You know, assume the job is yours, okay? And that's what. Guess what? That job is actually yours. Okay, it's really important. This is not rocket science. This is the most easiest thing that you'll ever do in your life. Okay, and it is super easy. So just expect that it's yours and go for it. Okay. Um, it really is easy. So that's your lot. Sorry, this was a bit longer, but and I hope you enjoyed it. All the best.